Welcome to Mysterious Goings On. We're going to get right to the show after these messages. Well, we have made it. Made what, you may ask? Well, I think what we have made, barring more ridiculousness, I think we have made it past a very crucially scary, dangerous time. Don't get me wrong, we have many long miles to go before things can approach normality, but there is hope. But I'm of two minds. I think if you listen to me for any length at all, you know that I am the guy who goes between rampant optimistic silliness to the depths of melancholy, and that's why in this week of Thanksgiving I wanted to share a few things that are perhaps humorously melancholy, but also thoughtful, optimistic, and very sarcastic. And that's why today, on this episode for Thanksgiving week, I'd like to share a couple of thoughts with you, and we have a special guest that we'll wrap up the episode with. So without further ado, I'd like to go to a place that means a lot to me. Please forgive me. It's not a very long poem, but I think it really does capture me at my most cheerily grumpy? Not sure. So, Penseroso by Ogden Nash. Come me grims, mollygrubs, and collywobbles, come gloom that limps and misery that hobbles, come also most exquisite melancholy. As dank and decadent as November foliage, I crave to shudder in your moist embrace, to feel your oystery fingers on my face. This is my hour of sadness and soulfulness, and cursed but he who dissipates my dolefulness. I do not desire to be cheered, I desire to retire. I am thinking of growing a beard, a sorrowful beard with a mournful, dolorous hue in it, with ashes and glue in it. I want to be drunk with despair. I want to caress my care. I do not wish to be blithe. I wish to recoil and writhe. I will revel in cosmic woe, and I want my woe to show. This is the morbid moment. This is the ebony hour. Aroint thee, sweetness and light, I want to be dark and sour. Away with the bird that twitters, all that glitters is jitters. Roses are gray, violets cry boo and frighten me. Sugar is stimulating, and people conspire to brighten me. Go hence, people, go hence, go sit on a picket fence. Go gargle with mineral oil, go out and develop a boil. Melancholy is what I brag and boast of. Melancholy I plan to make the most of. You beaming optimists shall not destroy it, but while I am at it, I intend to enjoy it. Go, people, stuff your mouths with soap, and remember, please, that when I mope, I mope! Oh, the great Ogden Nash. That's just me when I realize that I'm full of it and that I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think that one speaks to me quite well. Here's one that's a little more optimistic, and it's a little more brief. Mary Oliver's Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. I hope this little dab of poetry spoke to you in some way. Other than, geez, Alex, I don't like when you read poetry, but I get wistful this time of year. I am not going to lie. I have been full of despair for many years now. Not every day, but overall. And it's not a political thing necessarily. It's just I've seen so much damn ugly that I didn't really believe was underneath the surface of people who I both knew and did not know. So many people who are so very angry. So many people who are so very disaffected. So many people I wish to extend a hand of friendship to, or a hand to pull up, or a platonic embrace just to tell them it's not all as horrible as you may think, or if it is so horrible, what can I do to help? It sounds Pollyannish, all that. It sounds hopelessly naive, I know, but my heart aches. I want so much to heal this nation. I want humanity to heal. I want to heal us of this virus, which I think has been beyond the stereotypical wake-up call. It has been a clarion. It has been a bell ringing. It could very well have been the twilight of us as a race. And I wonder if those who do not fully accept the science of it fully understand the ramifications of failing to mitigate it or fight it. But that's enough of my ruminating, and I don't want to dissipate any good feeling you had from the poetry reading. I'm going to leave you with an interview with Euro Satan, who will provide the sarcasm portion of our show. I am going to search my heart for things to be thankful for. I'm not getting with family because of the virus, just my immediate family, my wife and child. We are not going to see other people, and we respect the awesome, deadly power of this virus, and we are not going to tempt fate. I won't go into it now, but we had a very close call with it, and it was scary. So we are well, and I hope that you and yours are well also this Thanksgiving. Now, please enjoy a few moments with Euro Satan. You know, the devil's in the details, and that's why it's important in these strange, horrible, crazy, weird times that we hear from our Sultan of Subterranean Sarcasm himself, Euro Satan.
Hello, my friend.
It's so good to welcome you back to the show. You know, Euro, I had wanted to get you on one more time prior to Election Day, but I think we were both so stressed that we just couldn't even talk about it.
Yes, absolutely, my friend. But thankfully, we're through that part and can focus on the next crisis.
Yeah, I mean, we're living in a crisis. Well, you know, speaking, Euro, about the election, it's over. Biden won, but Trump and the Repubs are doing everything they can to gum up the works. So, will this work?
Well, we will know for sure after the January 5th runoff, but really, the fact that 40% of the population believes that the guy who goes to church every week and visits his son's grave is the Antichrist, and the guy who golfs every week and on his own properties, on our dime, and paid off a porn star is the chosen one, tells you all you need to know about the amount of gum that is already in the works. Washington is a friggin' doublemint factory, my friend.
Is democracy endangered by this?
Oh, my sweet, naive friend. Everyone knows that after Citizens United, America officially left the dreamland of democracy. The only question that remains was if it would become an oligarchy, a plutocracy, or a kleptocracy. And the real kleptocrats stopped the Keystone kleptocrats from accidentally exposing their big scams. But the real fun will begin when Jeff Bezos' robot army meets Elon Musk's alien force in the Battle of Silicon Valley. The only chance the humans have is if the 5G and Bill Gates' secret vaccine implants works and turns you all into an army of zombies that can destroy the robots and the alien hordes. Just ask the Q. he has copies of all the ancient scrolls that they found in those sarcophagi in Egypt. It predicted all of this.
Okay. Well, assuming he leaves, okay, what do you think's next for Trump?
A 2024 run.
You think he'll run for president in 2024?
No, I think he'll get 20 to 24 at Rikers and will be running from all the people he attacked and pissed off over the last 4 years. And he'll make these Trump-branded golden license plates.
Will Melania stay now that she knows Trump is broken up for a lifetime of legal action?
So here's my prediction, Alex. I predict that she'll make $250, $300 million releasing the infamous PP tape on pay-per-view. That will more than make up for the prenup losses. And then after that, I'm sure that Putin will recall her to Russia, where she'll be hailed as a hero and host a reality competition for aspiring model escort supervillains. They're debating between two different working titles, Hell's Bedroom or Screwed It.
Well, okay. Well, what is the future for the Trump kids?
Interesting. I will look into the crystal ball. So Ivanka and Jared will lose all their slumlord properties and all of her Chinese patents, but they will land on their feet, creating a Tony Award-winning musical adaptation of the 1991 Joe Pesci movie The Super. Ivanka will also make history when she creates the first designer clothing range sold exclusively at Goodwill. I think most of it ends up there anyway, but... Don Jr. and Eric will employ their skills hunting endangered species and their love of TV to create a new show for HGTV called Exterminator Brothers. And my friend, the first episode, the premiere, will have a coked up Don Jr. in a smiling and tooth-gritting contest with an opossum. It is must-see TV. Baron will quietly change his name and spend his inheritance on therapy and his collection of Pinocchio artifacts and collectibles in an effort to become a real boy. And Tiffany, she'll go shopping or throw a party or something, I don't know.
Or maybe marry Matt Gaetz. I mean, apparently that's the thing.
Yes, and he will take her name probably.
What will you do, assuming Biden is in, to cause mischief and entertain yourself? I mean, what are you going to do?
I have spent the last 4 years doom scrolling. I think I'll use the extra time to learn to play the guitar or something like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, well, speaking of nice, what are you doing for the holidays?
You know, my friend, I usually go to Germany, where the joyous Krampus tradition terrifies little children into behaving instead of having to bribe them with toys and candy. I also love the delicious hot Glühwein and going to the Katie Wolfhart ornament factory. But since the coronavirus has restricted travel, I'll probably just overdose on those Hallmark Channel Christmas rom-coms and drink some mulled wine.
Oh, really? Oh, I like that. Do you have some special mulling spices that you like?
No, I just mull whether to finish the bottle or not, and maybe mull how many cases I'll need to make it from here till the end of January.
Euro Satan, thank you again for your time. It has been wonderful hearing from you. If we don't speak before the end of the year, I wish you all the best, and I hope that 2021 is better for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. And it is, as always, a pleasure to speak with you. And I wish you as well happy, and all the listeners, happy holidays. And again, may 2021 be the new better than 2020.
That works. If you want to keep up with Euro, he is on Twitter, and I'll put a link in the show notes, everybody. Euro Satan, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to Mysterious Goings On. Don't forget we have a complete archive of all of our interviews, monologues, updates, live readings, dead readings. All of that stuff is available at mgopod.com. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to us so you never miss an episode. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the usual suspects. Please join us there. Again, don't forget, mgopod.com also has links where to find me on social media and how to get in touch in case you want to be a guest here on the show. Well, I think it's time that I move on for this week, but until next time, keep reading.